This is the best and only recipe you'll ever need to make pancakes without eggs that are fluffy and build a great stack. The best part of this recipe is that you don't have to make any swaps. We're gonna use ingredients that you would expect to use when you make pancakes. So the trick, friends, is in the method. So first thing we're gonna do is mix our dry ingredients in this large bowl. So I'm gonna add some flour. I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar to make this pancakes a little sweeter so they have some flavor, and also baking powder. Baking powder is what makes our pancakes fluffy when it activates with heat. Also a little bit of salt to enhance the flavor of your batter. I'm gonna combine these dry ingredients so they're distributed evenly in my batter. All right, so we can set that aside. Up next, our wet ingredients. I've got some milk here. I've got some melted butter. The melted butter is really important in this eggless recipe because we're taking out the egg yolk, so some of it is replaced by the butter. Make sure to check the description box for the measurements. I'm also adding water a little bit. It's to replace the egg white in traditional recipes. And for flavor, I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla extra so they really taste delicious. All right, now the important part is the method of making this batter. First, I'm going to make a well in the middle of my bowl, and I'm going to pour my wet ingredients into my dry ingredient bowl. Now, starting from the outside in, I'm going to combine the wet and dry ingredients. All pancake recipes tell you do not overmix. What that means is once everything is combined, to make sure you stop whisking around. This is why I start from the outside in, so all of my clumps get incorporated as I mix. Let me show you up close what this batter looks like at first. There's one really important step that you don't want to skip. The trick to these pancakes without eggs is to let this batter sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. You can go clean up what's in the sink for between now and then. All right, guys, so it's been 10 minutes, and let me give you a close-up of the batter. By now, it has thickened up. And this is really important because we're not using eggs at all, or any swaps for that matter. So making sure that your batter consistency is right is super important to make sure that your pancake stack builds great. This recipe yields 12 pancakes. I'm using 1/4 of a cup measuring scoop to measure each of them onto my hot griddle. You can use oil or spray in your griddle or pan. I'm using butter. You want to make sure that it's hot first so that your butter doesn't actually burn. And once you butter, immediately pour your batter onto it. Now, the first pancake or the first batch is never as pretty, but that's okay. You know, the pancakes are ready to be flipped when your edges are nice and defined and you see bubbles throughout your pancake from the edges all the way to the middle. We're gonna remove them from the griddle onto a plate. Check them out, they're delicious, beautiful. Let's put a little bit of butter and drizzle some syrup over the top. So fluffy, so delicious. Grab the recipe right below this video, and if you love pancakes, I'll leave a few more for you. See you next time.